And welcome to yet another Brewery with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today, outside in the lovely spring weather, we're at about 16 degrees right now in Denmark, here in Aalborg. It's lovely. As you see, I'm wearing shades today. Gary from the Amsterdam advised me to wear them. I never thought about wearing shades, to be honest, in the reviews when I sit outside, because I really flinch a lot with my eyes, just in minimum sunlight. That really sucks. So I know that pretty, these sunglasses, but it's the only ones I got, and I got them for free at Wacken from some Jägermeister sales reps. It says Jägermeister like here or something, but that doesn't matter. It's the beer that matters. So today's beer is going to be a Danish beer, a fairly new one by Beer Here. You haven't seen a lot of beer reviews from Beer Here in a while. It's because simply they haven't been brewing, or they have had a lot of beers planned to be brewed, but the problem is the capacity at the brewery Søgaard Bryghus hasn't been big enough for them to be able to brew there in a while. But now they've had the capacity, and they have 3 new beers out, all of which I'll review. And this is the first one of those. It's the Hvidtøl. There you got it. Quite a fun style of beer to make. I mean, it's on 2.8% alcohol, as you saw on the label, and the style is a Hvidtøl, which is a Danish beer style originating from, I believe it was the 1800s. It's a style we drink, a beer we usually drink during Christmas. This is just not made for Christmas at all. We usually drink it for Christmas with rice pudding. Rice pudding where we add cinnamon and sugar on, along with small knob of butter in the middle. That's called risengrød, and that's usually what we drink it with. Now, I never expected a craft Hvidtøl in my life, but here it is. And I got some info here from the brewery. It says here, we all remember, don't we, sitting and enviously looking at Dad enjoying a pint of frothy ale, while being fed much tamer refreshments. Although infant beer is based on a Danish Hvidtøl beer style and can be enjoyed by children, the taste is also very much for adults. With 20 IBUs and a hefty dark malt profile, there's no reason to put on a sad face. It's a beer for both work and play, and it's hopped with, what was it, Amarillo, Simcoe, and Columbus hops. So that's going to be quite cool to try. Let's get it cracked open here. Kind of looks like a classic Hvidtøl, maybe a bit more on the reddish side. It's like a reddish brown color, I'd say. Yeah. Head, small, 1 finger. It's beige, maybe tannin. Kind of looks like a Hvidtøl, but I can smell it already. It doesn't smell like one. Not at all. It's really, really, really hoppy. I get a lot of citrus and fresh hoppy note, but there's definitely some caramel, maybe dark malts in there as well. But they're hidden beneath all of that huge amount of hops. Definitely a pretty impressive aroma on there, especially considering it's only on 2.8% alcohol. Maybe a slight cereal grain in there as well. It doesn't smell as sweet at all as the traditional Danish Hvidtøl. Really hoppy, citrus, grapefruit, fresh squeezed up. There's maybe a slight coffee note in there, light roast, and some caramel maltiness, but generally it's just a really hoppy aroma. It smells really nice though, so let's give it a taste. Now that doesn't taste like a Hvidtøl at all. Style-wise, this is a pretty big miss. I guess they would call it a Hvidtøl as an excuse for it being only on 2.8% alcohol. But I think it's cool that they've got so much flavor in this beer, and that by the fact that it's only on 2.8% alcohol. But that's the thing beer here is pretty good at, making beer with low ABVs, but with a lot of flavor. Now the flavors in here, let's start off with the body. The body's light, as you would expect, with a slightly watery mouthfeel to it, and a dryness as well, like kind of like in an IPA. And then the flavors in here are just hops. A lot of grapefruity, citrusy hops in there. Quite bitter. Not as bitter as an IPA, of course, especially considering it's only on 20 IBUs. But even though it's only on 20 IBUs, I get a lot of citrus and grapefruit. It's not as bitter. I mean, there is a solid bitterness when you take a first sip, but it fades pretty quickly. Doesn't stay as long as in an IPA. On top of that grapefruity, citrusy hop flavor, maybe even tangerine or something, I get in the aftertaste especially a faint roast, and I get burnt note, along with like the caramelly, malty taste of it. But really, it's mostly dominated by the hops. I mean, it's a pretty... I've never had a Hvidtøl this hoppy. Maybe sometime I'll have to review a real Hvidtøl along with the rice pudding, but that's probably going to wait until Christmas next year, or this year. But this is probably the beer with the lowest ABV beer I've had with the most flavor. I mean, it's got a lot of flavor for a beer that low, but style-wise, they call it a Hvidtøl. I don't think that fits it. I would call this maybe an amber ale. Kind of resembles an amber ale, I'd say, with the flavors. Just it's what would you call it, a low alcohol amber ale. It is sure it's really sessionable though. You could easily slug bag. Yeah, what? 8, 9 of these or something. Especially considering it's so low ABV, and there isn't really any flavor in here that gets too big on you or anything. But still, it's definitely not the best beer I've had from beer here. Kind of a disappointment, but still, I mean, it isn't that bad at all. So rating-wise, for the beer here, Hvidtøl, I'm going to give it a 75. It's a good beer, especially considering it's on 2.8% alcohol, and it's got as much flavor as it does. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Kind of a miss with this one, but still a good brew. Definitely worth checking out if you like low ABV beers or beer styles that are hard to come by. That's kind of the 3 beers I've got from beer here now. It's like the styles of those beers are beer styles you don't come by that often. And you can even share this with your children. They can taste it. So that shouldn't be a problem. So guys, at least in Denmark. But yeah guys, that's it for this beer review. Remember to let me know what you think of the beer here, Hvidtøl. If you've had it, maybe you think it is shit, or maybe you love it. Let me know. Always remember to comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'm going to say cheers, and I'll see you in another beer review.